Good morning, Alta Realty Group agents. This is Kevin Lauren, the Director of Training and Marketing here. And today we're going to have another great Wednesday webinar. We're going to be going over lead programs, both our in-house lead program as well as others. We're also joined by Bill Seitz. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Kevin.
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are we doing?
Excellent. We are near perfect over here.
Awesome.
Let me bring Travis Breton, our corporate broker, on the line as well. Good morning, Travis.
Can you hear me now?
Absolutely,
There
we
you
can
are.
hear
All
you
right.
now.
How's it going?
We're doing great. Good morning, Travis. All right, so today we're going to be talking about lead programs, really important stuff for agents. Before we dive into that, Bill Seitz, let's pull up our 10-year treasury and just take a look as usual. And we are kind of bottomed out still, huh?
Yeah, it's been a pretty flat last week or so, which is good. It's kind of trickled up a couple basis points, trickled down a couple basis points, but overall pretty flat, which is good news. Is that if folks are out there trying to get quotes on refinances or locking loans, things have been fairly stable.
Yeah, it's not bouncing all over the place, right?
No. When we see these big swings, like you can see today that it's dropped 2 basis points, 0.02. When we see that, it's a very modest, minimal change in the 10-year, which translates to very minimal movement as far as mortgage rates. And when you see it, 0.08, 0.12, it goes up 10, 12 basis points. That's where you'll see an adjustment in pricing. And what will happen for me on the banking side is they'll send out a new price sheet, sometimes 2-3 times a day, based on what the market's doing. They'll say, pricing is getting worse, or pricing is improving, and they'll actually send out multiple price sheets in the middle or the course of the day, notifying us that mortgage rates have either gotten better or worse. So it's actually pretty interesting if you're on this side of the fence.
Yeah.
But mortgage rates look really good, Kevin. And I think, we're going to continue to see that. I also heard that there was like a 35% chance or something that the Fed might actually cut rates after their meeting at the end of this month. So that will be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah.
Once again, completely opposite of what they anticipated this year. So, but it's good. We're actually taking care of a lot of refinances for people that got in last year. So it's really good.
That's amazing. Really good stuff. Again, guys, if you're not sure about clients that are qualified for refinances or they can use a refinance, definitely let us know. Call up Bill, and he will make sure that you have all the right information for your clients. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Give us a buzz. We'll help you out. We've got a lot of different programs, a lot of different things that we can do, even non-qualified mortgages, people that are maybe self-employed, they don't get a W-2, or they, have a business. We got some options for them as well. So give us a buzz. We'd love to chat with you guys anyways, regardless. Say hi anyways.
Exactly. All right, perfect. So let's visit first of all, we're going to talk about, a couple different lead sources. OpCity is the one that we want to talk about the most today. OpCity is our in-house lead provider. And so really, Bill, I want to just kind of talk about a kind of overview of OpCity again. I'm going to just bring up, when we do, or when a prospect or just a normal person goes and does a search for homes for sale in Newport Beach, all of these guys are buying leads. Everywhere where you see an ad, these companies are paying to be there. So OpCity is no different, right?
Well, let me just give you a little background on how we got involved with OpCity, because this wasn't something that was even on our radar originally, because first of all, we didn't even know about it. They were a brand new company. There were some gentlemen out in the Silicon Valley who I believe sold another business, and they realized that there was an opportunity to model to basically model lead generation with call centers, pushing out referrals, pushing out leads to realtors, and then they basically absorb those costs, right? They absorb the cost of buying the lead, of having the call center, of scrubbing the lead, delivering it to the realtor, and then providing it, and then hopefully they, through their processes, the realtor is good with their qualifying, can get them out in the field and close them. They retain a big part of that commission, as you would well expect when you're taking on that amount of cost.
Yeah.
They do deserve to, every business is in the business of making money.
Yeah.
And if any of us know about buying leads or doing this on our own, we don't have call centers. We are the call center.
Right.
We don't have, 10 people that are in the next room, qualifying them, scrubbing the leads, booking the appointment, qualifying them, all that stuff. OpCity really takes a huge portion of that initial upfront, process off the table.
And as we know, that is a lot of work, and that is something that takes up a ton of our time, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're operating at what's the average conversion rate? 2-3%?
Yeah.
So you got to go through 100 out of 100 leads. You're going to convert 2 to 3. Well, if you're a one-man call center or one-woman call center, that takes a lot of time.
Yep.
And I don't know about you, but I would prefer to have somebody do all that front-end work and deliver the hopefully the quality lead to me. Granted, I don't think you're going to convert everyone. We know that. We know some agents have been successful in this program. Some agents have not been as successful because it's a little bit, it still requires diligence. It still requires some understanding that not every lead's going to pan out, but the conversions do get a lot better than 2 out of or 3 out of 100. That's for sure. I know that for a fact.
Yep.
But real quick, Kev. So guys, they approached us. We had a listing up in Merced, California. We were doing another deal with an investor that kind of asked us to do some, provide some help with a listing. We had an agent up in that area. OpCity actually said, "Hey, you guys are up in this area. Would you like to be a part of this program?" And so they contacted us, filled us in, said, "Hey, this is what we're doing. We don't have coverage in some areas of California. We noticed that you're a broad-based company. You have agents all over the state." So they really liked the fact that we weren't geographically centered in one concentrated area. We weren't just in Orange County, or we weren't just in LA County, or up in the Bay Area. They really liked the fact that we had a real diverse agent mix across the state. And so they really wanted to partner with a company like us, so they can obviously still have other partnerships in place too, and kind of work with a broad brokerage. So that's how we got involved, and it's actually been a nice program for our company because, once again, I think that in this business, when we get slow or we get, times between deals, if it's our book of business or however we're getting our conversions or our deals, we have to have stuff that fills in. Yeah. And if you're finding yourself between a deal and you just, you wake up in the morning and you're not making outbound calls, you're not doing the basically the things that we need to do to keep, the business coming, what better way to have some leads coming in across your phone on your app and taking these, and you're still talking real estate every day. You're still working on your phone conversion, your skill set of the phone. You're still working on, being in the business of real estate every single day. And I think that's a big thing with this program.
For sure. So there's no cost to the agent up front on these leads. So that's one of the biggest parts. As we know, to buy leads all the time, that gets me.com and Zillow and Trulia. There's, unless you're spending at least $1,000 to $2,000 and $3,000 a month, you're not going to see much from those, right? I mean, it's a very expensive lead program, all of those. So they can be effective, sure, but a lot of our agents don't have that budget, and so this is such a great way to augment everything else that you're doing, because on the front side, it's free to you. Of course, on the back side, they do take, a substantial part of the commission. But to have this as a a secondary, if you will, lead source. So you're able to, get business between deals. I don't think there's a much better way to do it. And Travis, our corporate broker, he's got a deal right now, correct?
I have a buyer I'm working with, and I have one that's getting pre-qualified, and I just closed one about 3 weeks ago.
So it should not be overlooked, basically.
It really shouldn't, and I equate this to people are paying for Zillow, people are paying for Realtor.com, things like that. I mean, a lot of these leads are actually Realtor.com leads
Sure.
that OpCity purchases.
Yep.
So you're forking out the money up front. I know Zillow in my area for basically a nothing market share on their new program runs $900 a month for me to potentially receive 2 phone calls.
Right.
Now they're talking that their conversion rate is really, really high with how they're doing it now. And, they're qualifying these calls and it's a warm phone transfer and all this stuff. And that's great. And I'm not saying Zillow doesn't work, but I'm saying you're forking out this money up front,
yeah.
Whether you turn that lead or not. If you break down the costs on things, OpCity on some of these deals really isn't much more expensive, and they're doing all that upfront work already. Really, all you're doing is talking to them on the phone because they transfer you right on. Mm-hmm. They usually have a property designated that they are interested in. So usually I'll just jump on the MLS real quick so I can, see what the property is they're looking at. And I talk to them. And, if I don't think the lead's going to go anywhere, they're looky-loo, maybe they're working with another agent. Just depending on how it goes, I may give it a week or so with a couple follow-up calls. If I don't hear from them, I release it back to OpCity. It's not a big deal. It's just a matter of working the leads and not getting frustrated with them because it all boils down to they are internet leads,
Right.
So, and whether you're doing Facebook ads or Google pay-per-clicks or Realtor.com or any of them, they're all coming from the internet and they all have a similar mindset. So
sure.
You have to kind of filter through and, weed out the ones that are actually serious. And there are some serious ones in there. It's just a matter of, talking to them and following up just like any other lead.
Right. So let's just talk real quickly about the process, because I know a lot of the agents that are on the line haven't been set up with an account yet, and they really don't know how it works. So tell us how it works through the app, the phone app that you download.
So you have to use the phone app. It doesn't cost any money. Put it on your phone and use the push notification, because if you use the text or email notification, it is way, way too slow. So you can set your parameters as far as how far away from a certain zip code you're willing to drive, price points, are you working with investors? Are you working with manufactured homes and leases and stuff like that? So you can filter that stuff out. I personally do not set price parameters on mine, and I take the mobile home leads too, not because I like doing mobile home leads, but a lot of times the mobile home leads are just first-time buyer leads, and they're clicking around on stuff, and they come across a mobile home that is super cheap, and that's all they're thinking about when they're they have no idea what a home costs. So knowing that, when I get the lead notification, they literally go as quickly as a snap of a finger. So I don't even look at what it is, what they're looking for, anything like that. I click accept and I get them on the phone. And just by doing that, as soon as the push notification comes across, I only win maybe like 40% of the ones that come across. That's how fast they get snapped up. So
so that's
something
just
to think about, is how you have your parameters set. Now, if you absolutely do not want to work with, a mobile home lead on the chance that it really is a mobile home lead, then just put your settings to not accept those. So that way there you're not looking at the notification when it comes through, trying to figure out if you want to work with them or not. Just get it to a point where you click accept and do it as quickly as you can, basically.
Exactly.
Because they go fast.
And so that's so once the way the system works is once you start working with these leads, you know, OpCity sees that you're working those leads, they'll actually start to, and especially once you start to close deals, they will definitely start sending you higher quality leads, right, Travis?
That's my understanding, and I feel like they have like a little algorithm there sometimes because I notice sometimes if I get a lead accepted, I'll get another notification pretty soon after. So it's kind of like they designate you like, okay, this person's available right now. We're going to send them a few things.
Yeah.
If you miss it or you press skip or something like that, I'll notice that I may not get another notification that day.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just the name of the game is to click onto these, you know, push notifications that come up on your phone as quickly as humanly possible, because it is getting sent to other agents in the area. So that's kind of the name of the game in order to win
Yeah,
those leads. And so the more you do that, the more leads you get. And there's they definitely have some kind of an algorithm. I haven't figured it out, but
I
it
haven't either.
definitely awards,
Yeah.
you know, the agents. I mean, because we've got, you know, Lynette Campos up in the Sacramento area. She's on, I think Bill said that she's on her 9th deal.
Yeah, I think she's on her eighth or ninth, and she's just coming up on, I think, a year of participating in the program. So not bad. So she's almost averaging one deal a month.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's it's a tool to supplement your business.
Yeah. And so, guys, there's a couple questions coming in through the chat. So what we'll do is if you don't have an OpCity account, just contact Bill or myself after the webinar, and we'll make sure that we set you up with the account. And then, Bill, let's talk a little bit about how the account setup works, because I know that they require, they do have a new emerging agent program. However, they do pretty much require that you're a pretty seasoned agent in order to be receiving these leads, correct?
Yeah, there's a little questionnaire, and Travis, you probably have gone through it more recently than I have. It's been almost 2 years since I went actually through it, and when I did my account. But Travis, what was because you just did this most recently, right? You just.
Yeah, I've been on a few months. So just tell them yes. So
Yeah,
you're going to go through, you know, like a series of questions, and they're like trying to qualify you basically. Like, how many times do you follow up with an agent? A, B, C, or D? And D is like, you know, until you die. And so click that one. Like, you know, they want to know that you're going to be following up. You know, they ask you, you know, would you be willing to work with this type of buyer? And even if it's not really your cup of tea, just say yes, because you can filter this stuff after you get accepted into the program with, you know, the parameters. So just tell them what they want to hear, basically, get accepted, and then you can make the adjustments afterwards.
Right. And so, you know, and Alejandro is asking, hey, how do I get it set up? It's pretty good to just have us get the account set up, and then even have me walk you through the account setup. I have no problem doing that. So, you know, easy deal, schedule a Calendly meeting with me. And we can go through that together. And because the couple of the questions, Bill, are, you know, do you do more than 2 million in residential sales per year? Well, some of our agents, maybe they didn't do that last year, but, you know, a lot of our agents are very seasoned. They've been doing, you know, real estate for 25 plus years.
Yeah. So it's like Travis said, just say you do, just say you hit every metric and milestone they're asking you to, and just get through it. If you get denied or you get shut down or you don't answer something the right way, like I said, just get a hold of one of us. We'll help you through it. We'll get you cleared. And the nice thing about this too is you guys, I mean, we can get you set up today if you're interested, and you can get leads immediately. As soon as you're in the program, you got the app on your phone, you could literally be receiving leads and talking to buyers this afternoon. So that's a kind of a nice feature, is that there's no wait time. You're not, you know, waiting 3, 4, or 5 days to get, you know, once you're in and you're clear to go.
Yeah. We just set up Diana de los Rios last night, or, you know, yesterday afternoon, Bill, and she got, you know, I think 2 leads, you know, right away.
That's great. That's great.
It works. It's there for you guys. So let's definitely be utilizing that. I feel like it's getting better, but let's just make sure that we're utilizing that because it's free on the front side to us, and it's just a good augmenter for our business, right?
Yeah, and then just make sure you have, your expectations in line. I think that's why some agents have a challenge with this, is because they're expecting that the person on the other line is ready to go and look at a house today, and they're qualified for, $700,000, and you're going to sell them a house. Like, you're getting a person on the line and they're ready to talk to an agent, which is, pretty far into the process already of qualifying a lead, but they still require follow-up, and there is still going to be some tire kickers and things like that. And, it's a numbers game when you're dealing with internet leads. So if you don't like the lead, if you don't think you're a good fit for the lead, just release it back to OpCity. You don't get dinged. They actually like that. They would rather it be released back to them than not followed up on. So, you can sift through. I mean, really, it's contacts create contracts, right? I mean, the more people you talk to, the better chance you have of getting a buyer in there. And some of these buyers are actually selling a home too. So there are some seller leads in there, in the sense that, these people just happen to be looking at homes first before they list theirs.
For sure. And just a little side note on buyer leads. Always treat buyer leads like you are able to, get the seller lead part of it as well. Always, don't leave that little bit of on the table, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Approach each buyer lead as though they're also going to need to sell something. Sometimes they do.
It usually comes up in the conversation, and you can kind of tell where it's leading at that point, if they're currently renting or if they own, and that's one of the questions I ask them. So, because I need to figure out timeframes too, and what the whole scenario is going to be.
Yeah. See, this is fun. Look, Diana De Los Rios was referred a client 11 minutes ago and 26 minutes ago. So all these guys are getting leads currently.
So you can see right there, she accepted one, and then everything came in pretty quick. Well, I guess she had one 11 hours ago, but she accepted one 26 minutes ago, and then they sent her another one. They put her in the notification pool again pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I've seen, but I'm not saying that that's a true thing or not.
Right. And so one more thing I want to talk about is Bill. We obviously want to always use Clearview Mortgage anywhere we can, and it's a great idea to make sure that we're pre-qualifying everybody that we're talking to through Clearview Mortgage. But Bill, don't they have some kind of a mortgage deal connected to this? Is that correct?
They do. And as a company, you can imagine they're trying to leverage their business model as best they can, and who would blame them? They're buying these leads. They're trying to monetize their purchase. They're purchasing. They're purchasing this data out in the marketplace, and they can use the data to make money through the realtor side, and they can also sell the data to mortgage companies and try to basically monetize it on that side. So where we don't have an exclusive with them, there is opportunities, I think, here and there where the buyer may not have been contacted. They may not have a mortgage professional. And of course, we would love to help in that scenario.
Yeah. So don't assume that they've been pre-qualified by some OpCity mortgage guy. Always ask the question and see if Clearview can help.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, cool. So that's OpCity. Again, I really want our agents to schedule one-on-one time with us to just get this done, get in there. If there are other questions about OpCity, please let me know. And any other comments, Bill or Travis, on OpCity before I move on?
No, we only got 6 minutes left, so let's
Yeah. And so the second bit of leads I want to talk about are our home value leads, our seller leads that we've got. And these are great. So this is part of our Platinum program, you guys. So our Platinum program is, instead of $99 a month, it's $3.99 a month, and it's basically, we're giving you access to seller leads. And so the way that this seller lead program works is we do Facebook advertising that sends prospects to a landing page, to this kind of a landing page. So they basically put in their home value, and they'll instantly get back a fairly good evaluation of that person's home price, or what the sales price should be in the market today. The nice thing about this particular program, or this particular system that we use, is it does actually just spit out an automatic value. There's a ton of different programs and ways to do Facebook advertising where you're just saying, hey, give me your information and your address, and I'll come back to you with a CMA. This is much better because it just spits out a report automatically. The cool thing about this system is when it does spit out a home price that's not quite what you think it is in your market, it's a perfect reason to contact that person and say, hey, thanks so much for using my automatic home value system. However, it's only as good as an automatic system can be, and I actually took the liberty of doing a little bit more research, and we found out your home is probably worth more like this. And so you're automatically just having a reason to contact that person. You have a reason to have a conversation with that person. Right, Travis?
Yeah. There's a lot of things you could do with these leads. They're pretty legit. Because you can take all the leads that you get, you can put them into the spreadsheet, you can upload them into Facebook, and just get into their face.
Yeah.
On Facebook, as far as getting in their feed all the time with your value proposition, whatever it may be. You're creating a mailing list of people who are interested in their home value for one reason or another. It could be a refi, could be they're thinking about selling. It could be 6 months down the road, they could be waiting for some sort of timing. But what a better way to maximize mailing costs, rather than just, hitting a zip code with 5,000 mailers and spending a few grand on that, when you can be mailing direct to these people that, obviously are interested in their home value for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
These people are incubating. It could be a month, it could be a year, it could be maybe even 2 years, but
sure.
Regardless, you should be marketing to these types of people because they have expressed interest in what their home is worth for a reason.
For sure.
So it's a really great narrowed down list of people that you should be talking to.
Especially for our agents that are really working a specific farm. I mean, this just needs to be going out. So what we do is, on my side, I manage the advertising. So here's an example of what the advertisement looks like on Facebook. So somebody's scrolling through their little Facebook feed and they come across this. Whoa, find out what your Norco home was worth with, my free Norco home value report. Oh, okay. Know your value. Click on that and you land on this landing page. And this landing page is completely mobile optimized, looks great, and functions perfectly on a mobile phone. And we're seeing that the vast majority of the people that are filling out this are coming from a mobile phone. So the other really cool thing about this system is it does have its own, this is just an example of, you can see how many leads are coming in per day. I mean, every day leads are coming in, which is great. But the really cool thing about this is it also does come with its own drip campaign. So that person that fills out the form, they're going to get a drip campaign over the next several months. And also, the better part of that is every month they're going to get a reevaluation. So they're going to get an email that gives them a reevaluation of the home price. And so it's just another reminder, a little tap on the shoulder. Hey, that's, John Smith, realtor guy, is, he's still there. He's still making sure I know what the value of my home is. And so even if you don't take these leads and put it into your own CRM system, as Travis alluded to, you can know that and just rest assured that that person is still going to be getting an active drip for many, many months.
Yeah.
So,
and a couple of them, I think, are text messages too.
Yeah.
You have that set in there. So that's a great thing to have in there, because people do respond to text, especially when they're filling this out on their mobile anyways. So
exactly. So anybody that has questions about the Platinum Lead Program, again, just contact me. Let's do a screen share, show you exactly how this works. And again, this is a turnkey program. All you do is just receive the emails and text messages. This system also does notify you via text. This is very different than OpCity though. OpCity, when the lead comes in, you got to pounce on it. This, not like that. This is way more of a benign kind of a lead generation system. Most of these people are just kind of interested in their home, and this is a really good way to contact these people in a kind of a more of a benign way, as I said. So, it's a great reason to just, contact this person and say, hey, I prepared a full CMA for you because I noticed that, the home price was a little off on the automated. So it's a really good and easy way to build trust. And that's what we always talk about, is trying to build trust with someone that you have no idea, they don't know you from anybody. And so building that trust is super important and really hard to do in a lot of cases, but this is a good way to do it.
Yeah. You can see, what was there, 530 leads in there? Jeff Brown he's been with us maybe beginning of the year, something like that.
Yeah.
So I have not found a better way to generate seller leads online, really.
Yeah.
I've been doing online lead generation since
since it started, right?
Yeah, since like 05, about 04, 05.
Yeah.
And I've always struggled getting seller leads. It's always been buyer's leads. That's always easy. But this, 530 leads in the few months that he's been with us. Those are good numbers. And you have the cell phone numbers, you have email addresses on a pretty high percentage. So this is just, it's a really, really great program if you're looking to try and generate seller leads and get a great mailing list together and, have, a good working base of people who are interested in potentially selling their home in the near future.
Yeah, there really isn't a better one that I've found. So we encourage, and really it's a good mix to have both of these two systems running. You have your OpCity leads coming in, and you have these leads. These leads, when they come in, they're on your regular split. So you're paying for these leads on the front side, and you get the full commission. So it's a really good idea to be doing both of these things, as well as all of the different, sphere of influence marketing that we talk so much about, and we have so many different trainings on that. So when you're doing all of those things, and even sprinkling a little bit of, postcards in an area and that kind of stuff, you're really starting to get a great marketing mix, and you're going to have a good base of leads to work with.
Well, and one of your pitches is, if you're in the OpCity program and you're marketing to these sellers, is, hey, I have buyers looking in this area.
Yep.
So let's talk.
Absolutely.
Combine them.
Yep, combine them all up. That's your job. Yep. So anyway, guys, we have run out of time. I don't see any other questions in the chat area, but thank you guys so much for taking the time to hop on the Wednesday webinar as usual. Any further questions, contact us directly. Travis, thank you so much for being on the line and giving us all your great insight.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
And Bill, thank you so much for being on the line as well.
Of course.
So guys, don't hesitate to contact us. Get out there, make it a great week, and make it a very productive week. And we'll see you guys next week on the webinar.